Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to some more Chrysanthemum Tea. We should be nearing the finish line now. It's been well over an hour, and it says that it's only an hour and a half. So, I'm interested to see how it ends and how they try and tie everything together. So let's pick it up exactly where we left off with Chris in our apartment. Why do people say that? This is so tasty. I never had anything this sweet before. At least somebody enjoys my choice in drinks. You sure do like making drinks. I just bought this from a supermarket. It doesn't require any skills to make drinks. Where did you get it? I couldn't find any fruit juice at any of the supermarkets I checked. It's just a bus ride down from here. It shouldn't be too far. Really? Wow, I never knew. Is fruit juice the only thing you ever drink? Of course not. I have other favorite drinks too. Fruit juice just happens to be one of them. I'm the only one who decides what and when I want to consume beverages. I demand independence. That's going to be the catchphrase of this show. Says a girl who roams around in a cape or idly chatting with customers all day. I think you have too much of that already. It might seem like that to you, but I have my own restrictions. You also look like you have too much independence. You live by yourself and take care of all your expenses yourself. It's as if you are fully responsible now. You don't have to follow anybody. Excuse me, folks. You're a fully grown man who seems accomplished in life. Yeah, because living in a tiny house crowded with books and spending late hours at work is an accomplishment. You make me sound old. I'm not as free as I look anyway. See, my point proven. Chris gulped down the drink while staring at the door with wide eyes. Is what you lost that important? The red glass was now empty and left on the table. Very. Auntie Ming will slaughter me if I don't get it back. You shouldn't drink juice that quickly, you know? Thank you for the drink and hospitality, Theo. If you would excuse me, I'm going to walk away from you. Nobody talks like that. Did someone steal something from the shop? What? Who will steal something from there? Why would you arrive at such a conclusion? You work at a jewelry shop and leave the jewelry unattended sometimes. Hey, it wasn't my fault. Auntie Ming was responsible. Ming or Meng? Whatever. So something did get stolen? No. Really? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, I mean, huh? What just happened? It's enjoyable seeing her hopelessly confused. I don't know, Chris. Why don't you decide? I could probably help if you be a little more specific. It doesn't look like your little investigation has gotten you anywhere. Okay, something did go missing. It wasn't the jewelry though. Some joker stole the large orb in the shop. Didn't Rena say that she went to the shop before she visited me? And didn't I just look in her bag and see that very orb in her bag? Could she really have? That huge orb on the table? You didn't notice it getting stolen? The thief thought that he was really clever, so he replaced it with another crystal ball. I was clever enough to figure out it was a fake. Now I'm starting to question the mental capacity of her employer. Auntie Ming told me to find it. I thought it would be somewhere over here, but it isn't. So now I should go in the opposite direction of this apartment. Why would Rena need to steal the orb in the first place? I can't think of any reason she might have. Yet, what I saw in her bag was most definitely the one from the shop. I should probably ask Rena about this. I don't want to alarm Chris for nothing. Why would anybody have to steal a crystal ball anyway? How would I know? They could have wanted to sell it. May I know why you thought that the thief would be here? No, you may not. She must have traced it here. I don't have to ask her to figure it out. Maybe the orb will turn up on its own. What? Leave it to me. I guarantee that the thief will return the crystal ball. Why would you think that? It's a possibility, right? I don't know. Auntie Ming will be mad if I can't find the orb by today. Trust me, I know how to get the orb. Okay then. I'm still not going back there until the orb supposedly returns. Why are you that scared of her? I'm not scared. Well, just a little apprehensive. I don't feel like going back there empty-handed. I don't feel like I failed her. I'm not coming back. You don't even care whether I'm there or not. I mess up anything you do anyway. Maybe I would care more if you were more careful when you meddle in my affairs. What the hell is wrong with this family? I'll come back when I feel like it. Oh, Chris to Earth. Yeah. Can you hear me? It's the other way around. What did I miss? You seem to space out there for a moment. It looks weird when you space out. I told you, you should probably look somewhere else now. It's obvious your orb isn't here, but it will return to Ming by the end of the day. If you say so, Theo, but I don't want to look at Auntie Ming without the orb. I don't know what I'll do. You're worrying too much, Chris. This face is just ridiculous. I don't know too much about Ming, but I know she can't blame you completely. She was at the shop when you lost your orb, after all. You shouldn't let a small problem like this ruin your relationship. That sounds highly familiar. I wonder what point the game is trying to make. Yeah, you're right. What matters is that I try my best to look for the orb. Even if I don't find it, I can bear with Auntie Ming again, even if she gets really angry. That's what I've been doing all this time, right? Thank you so much, Theo. Chris jumped up and gave me a hug. What? This felt like a sudden turn of events. Whoa, let go of me. I can't breathe. Again with that transition. Sorry. You should be nice like this more often. Then if you're happy, your problems might be resolved more easily. Wait, how? What? Okay, stop with that transition. Bye, Theo. Chris skipped away from me in an attempt to avoid my question. How did she know I had problems? Of course, everybody has problems, but why did Chris specify it now? That's just a small remark. I shouldn't be thinking too deep into this. Poor girl. I wonder what she'll be doing now. I didn't know why I felt sorry for her. I just met her 2 days ago. Maybe it was because she was similar to me, just like how I was afraid to face my mother. She chose to handle it differently, though. She didn't care how her guardian treated her. I gave up. I drew a barrier between us. I don't want her relationship with her guardian to worsen because of this, which is why I have to confront Rena. Oh! And there she is, just happen to be around. Perfect. Hey, Theo. Oh, I'm not keeping you from your work. No worries. I'm the one who's keeping myself from work anyway. Why did you call me here? Is it something important? I think you know the answer to that. Is it something about your parents, or... No, this is something different. Why did you go to the fortune shop today? I thought I told you. I wanted to see what weird fortune they'd come up with. I'm asking that because I heard something very interesting from the girl working there. About? A large crystal ball went missing, and I think you might have known something about it. Karina paused for a second there, her eyes focused on the ground. She immediately smiled again. I suppose you also found something interesting in my bag, too. Digging into other people's belongings isn't a very good idea, you know. What are you gonna do, shoot me? You don't say. You got me on that one. So yes, I did take the crystal ball from her shop and replace it. It isn't really a difficult task. What the hell, woman? Wait, really? What? Wait, what, really? I didn't know why I said that. I just felt infuriated when I heard those words from Rena herself. I didn't know which would have been worse, Rena trying to hide it or Rena coming up front about what she had done. Rena, I wouldn't have expected this from you. Why would you stoop that low just to get what you want? Excuse me? It's true, isn't it? I can't believe that a well-to-do person like you would resort to stealing. You think I would have came to that judgment immediately when Chris told me that the orb was missing? I thought I knew you. I thought you were a good person. Once again, you've proved me wrong. Chris. What is wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to be talking to me. I want to know, Rena. You definitely wouldn't steal something for money, so what would that crystal ball do for you? Well, you've got that right. I don't have a very good reason to keep the orb. I just wanted to take a look at it. You stole a giant crystal ball just to look at it. Look at it? No, let me go back. I want to say that right. You stole a giant crystal ball just to look at it? It sounds stupid, doesn't it? Yes. Yes, it does. This whole game is really just sounding like... Why would you want to steal something for that? Then there was brief silence again. That old lady wouldn't let me near that thing. I was surprised your friend even let us stare at the orb for that long. I had to take a look at it. That's why I took it when a distraction occurred. It felt like my only opportunity, and you just happen to have a replica crystal ball right there with you to switch it out with. It felt like my only opportunity. Of course I had to take it. I'm still not buying that. Even you know how absurd it sounds. The whole shop is absurd. It's just a small thing. This is just a small thing I could do. I don't even know why I'm still talking to her. She's not the Karina I know anymore. I don't care why you would steal the crystal ball, but you don't have a reason to keep it. As far as I know, that's it. I want you to return the crystal ball back to that shop. Do you know how problematic things are there when you're stealing the orb? Do you know how problematic things are there with you stealing the orb? Fine. I just can't. Wait, what? I'll return the orb. I wasn't planning to keep it for long anyway. Then why did you take it? What's the point of all this? I just stood there and staring into the distance for the longest time anybody would. All I got myself was a few puzzled looks from passers-by. Rena came close and stood onto her toes until she was as tall as I was. She then tilted her head and smiled gently as if she was talking to a child. Theodore, was there something that didn't click in your head? Like I said, I just wanted to take a look at it. I'm done, so I will return it. I snapped out of my trance once I heard her voice again. I know I'm going to regret asking more questions, but I can't remain in peace without getting my head around this absurdity. If you wanted to take a look at it, why steal it? Like I said, they didn't let me they didn't let me take a look at it. There was something specific about the orb that I wanted to find, so I took it. What's so special about that crystal ball anyway? You could have just asked them. I know they won't tell me. There must have been a reason if they didn't let me look at it, right? You're not making sense! The reason I'm ambiguous about this is because I don't want to drag you into it. This involves a lot of events that happened in the past. It involves many frightening events. But knowing you, you won't accept that as an explanation. I never understood why you've always been edgy about telling me about what happened before I came here. You'll find out soon. What? You'll find out someday about how the past affected me. Until then, I don't want to talk about it now. Okay, I'll return the crystal ball. Happy? I'd like to return it. Oh, really? How sweet of you. Rena lifts. You are... Oh, God. We have completely flown off the rails. I don't even know where we are right now. Rena lifted that crystal ball out of her bag. She pulled out my hands and made them hold onto the ball. The unexpected mass of this crystal ball made me lose balance slightly. Do me a favor, Theo, and don't think too much about what happened today, okay? I've agreed to give the orb back, so we're cool, right? You seem oddly persistent in getting this crystal ball. I wonder why. I guess that's a mystery for another day. Bye. Rena smirked and walked away. She acted as if the conversation had never happened. I felt like I had been talking to a stranger for the past 2 minutes. Part of me also wanted to erase everything she had told me. As for why I decided to put this crystal ball back, I'd like to convince myself that it was because I didn't trust Rena then. I snuck into the shop. It was dark and I couldn't hear anybody inside. No wonder it was so easy for Rena to steal the crystal ball. I slowly walked to the large table, careful not to make any resounding noise while doing so. I placed the orb on its stand and opened the curtains to let light shine directly on the ball. I then stared at it. When I was carrying the ball here, I didn't see anything out of the ordinary from it. It just looked like a normal, pale crystal ball. However, in contact with the daylight, the ball shimmered and illuminated the room. It was something extraordinary which I couldn't put my finger on. I was amazed that this ball can create such an enchanting illusion. The more I stared at the ball, the more slowly I felt like it was pulling me in. I felt like I was getting lost in its swirling colors. I shook my head so that I stopped staring at the ball. It was a scary feeling staring at it for too long. What could Rena have wanted with the ball? Of course it wasn't ordinary, but other than the illusion the ball created, there was nothing more to look at. Perhaps the crystal ball created the same tugging effect on Rena when she examined it. But no matter what explanation I could come up with, I couldn't figure out why Rena would care about this orb. I should get out of here. The cooling atmosphere in here felt slightly unsettling. I gave the crystal ball a foreboding look before I crept out of the shop. And nobody... The past. Rena's always been so edgy about anything that happened 5 years ago. Nobody likes to give a lot of information on what happened here. All I know was that this city was, well, a junk of a disaster den. I never knew why or how or what was so scary about this that kept all the locals' mouths shut about this place. Okay, it's starting to clear up for me now, but let's just keep it going. What does this orb have to do with anything? What does this orb have anything to do with it? You'll find out soon, huh? We'll see about that. At least I fulfilled my promise to Chris. Did I still trust Rena even after everything she said and did? I wish I did. That's another day at work cleared, and we are suddenly... Yeah, we're back here. It felt good to be back again. Working at the bar made me momentarily forget about any problems I might face in reality. After working at the bar, the mental list of things I had to get done started to surface again. The problem that I am facing immediately slapped me across the face. This is just an odd background to have for this moment in time. For instance, it's extremely isolated here. The street isn't usually like this. Even though I left the bar late, I'd seen a few cars parked across the street and a couple of people walking past. However, nobody was here. For the first time, everything felt completely still. It didn't help that the streetlights aren't working right now. It's empty, cold, and dark. The music doesn't match. The background doesn't match. This is something you can only get from NaNoRenO. I mean, it's just, you get what you get. You just put your best foot forward, get out what you can get out, and hope for the best. But it's always going to be a little unpolished. Not that I'm scared or anything, but for one thing, it's difficult to find my way around in such darkness. The moonlight isn't very efficient in showing me my way. I hope I don't bump into anything here, excuse me. And I do admit, it's pretty eerie out here. That's why seeing a silhouette of a human leaning against the wall was a little startling. I couldn't exactly see who this person was, but something about her dress and cape stood out. She didn't seem to notice me, so I stood there watching what she was doing. There we go. And the next episode should be the last. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. It's certainly been interesting. We're going to see how this one wraps up, but I'm thinking we're going to get an answer to exactly what happened. I'm sure it's going to involve supernatural witchcraft and stuff. And just keeping an eye on the notes I've been taking, I don't think we're going to get our first bingo here, but we're going to see, we'll see how it ends, and we'll go from there. So, go ahead and hit that like button if you're enjoying the series. Leave me a comment, a question if you have any question about anything that's going on. I keep forgetting to say that. But if you just want a dialogue about what's going on and my thoughts about the game, I'll be happy to respond. Other than that, I will see you guys next time.